Hello and welcome to my guitar lesson for Lonnie Johnson's Away Down in the Alley. This is an instrumental he recorded in the late 20s, and when I first heard this song I knew I had to learn how to play this song. A lot of his stuff is very fast, very difficult. He had a couple instrumentals that are approachable for ordinary players like you or me, and this is a beautiful song, and it's not that hard to learn how to play. Sounds really hard, but if you work at it, it's not too tough. I'm still trying to get it down completely, but I think I can show you how to play it. I learned how to play the song from an instructional audio tape by Mann, the guitar of Lonnie Johnson, and this was one of the songs on there. I also learned it from a tablature book I got by Steffan Grossman, guitar of Lonnie Johnson, and then I learned it by listening to the original recording. And after I used those other two sources, I was able to figure out some of the things on my own that weren't taught in the tapes. A couple things we've done to the guitar here before we get started. This is not in standard tuning. This is a different kind of tuning. And what I've done, I'll take my capo off right here. I've tuned my low E to a D. These two should be my low E and my D together, and then I took my A string and tuned it to a G. So there's my G, and I tuned my A to a G. So what we end up with, if you're not putting the capo on, is you've got D, G, D, G, B, E. Now that tuning enables him to do some stuff with the bass that he couldn't do in standard tuning, and you'll see what I'm talking about here in a few minutes. And you get the capo and put it on the 2nd fret, and we're ready to go. The introduction to the song. I'll play it for you. It's in the key of D. There's no chords really in the introduction, just some single note runs and some short double stops. We're going to start with the introduction, and then we'll just go one verse at a time. It's an easy song to memorize if you just put the verses in order. And there's about 6-7 different verses. Each one has some different stuff in it that's really neat to play. So I'm going to start out, I'll play the introduction, then I'll walk you through it. It does start out with a D chord, so the song is in the key of D as we go through. And here's how it begins. That's the beginning. Here's how I did it. I'm going down with the capo on, I'm going down to the 5th fret. I'm going 5th fret to the 7th fret. So I'm just going 5th fret on the E string to the 7th fret. That's with the capo on. Then I'm going now to the 3rd and 5th fret, playing a bend. So the played in context, the run played in context of the song is. So I'm going to bend the B string twice on the 3rd fret and the 5th fret. And then I'm going to hit the note, the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Then I'm going to hit the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. Let me play it all to there. Now I'm showing you where the fingers go, and you can listen to the song and get the tempo you want. I played a little slower than what Lonnie Johnson plays it. I like it slower, and it's easier for me to play slower. You can play the song different tempos and it still sounds great. And there's the bass note. Now his playing is unlike the other country bluesmen who are playing a straight alternating bass, a steady bass, or a monotonic thumping bass. Lonnie Johnson's bass is what you might call intermittent. It comes and it goes. Sometimes he plays an alternating bass, sometimes he plays a monotonic bass, sometimes he just throws the bass notes in between his beautiful runs that you'll hear him playing. So you really have to listen to the original and try to hear what he's doing, or just play what you feel. A lot of places I just play what I feel like fits into that spot. Let me play it again. And I snap the bass a little bit. Sounds like he uses a thumb pick. Don't know if he uses thumb picks or not. I've had a couple of people on YouTube suggest that he does use thumb picks to get that snapping sound. I use bare thumb when I play his stuff. Never tried a thumb pick. Maybe I should. And now he's going to play a little double stop. He's got his first finger on the 5th fret of the 1st string and his ring finger on the 7th fret of the 2nd string. He's playing this. So he's going from that position. Then he's going to switch to this position, which is the 1st finger on the 7th fret of the 1st string and the ring finger, or I'm sorry, the middle finger on the 2nd string on the 8th fret. So it's like this. So I'm just sliding from this position to that position. Then back to this. We do it all the way through. Then he goes up 2 frets, keeps that same position. It's just in the D. We do it all the way again. And now he's going up here. It's like an A shape, but I just used 2 fingers, my 1st finger and my 2nd finger. You might want to play it differently. Just alternating hitting the B string and the G string, 2nd and 3rd string, with my fingers. Got my 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string and my middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string. Then I go back to the bend. When you can, use the vibrato with your left hand. And we'll see as we go through the song, Lonnie Johnson has a lot of beautiful trilling notes that he uses, a lot like B.B. King. I think B.B. King got some of his style from listening to Lonnie Johnson. Take it from the double stop. So there we are. Now the bass run that concludes the introduction. Let's do it all the way through. So what I'm doing, starting off with the 4th fret on the 3rd string. Twice, a little bend on the 3rd fret of the 4th string. And I'm just alternating between the 3rd fret of the 4th string and the 2nd fret of the 5th string and the open string. Wind up on the open D string. So let me play it from the double stop again. So it's like this. Twice there. Open D. Whoops. Whoops, not an open D. Take that back. Gonna go to the 2nd fret of the 5th string and then open. Then I'm gonna bend that 4th string on the 3rd fret again, and then the open string. I'm trying to think and do too much at the same time. So it's like this.